Breathe into resistance, breathe into receptivity, and know it's all perfect. And I'll just repeat this poem of Rumi one more time before we shift into a new space. Your song, a wished-for song. Go through the ear to the center, where sky is, where wind, where silent knowing. Put seeds and cover them. Blades will sprout where you do your work. Blades will sprout where you do your work. Namaste.
me. Oh.
Well, that's nice. Alive. Yes.
I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words want to cut you down, I'm gonna send the flood, I'm gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Whoa. Hits my skin, will fire away, 'cause today I won't let the shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricade and reaching for the sun. We are warriors, yeah, that's what we've become. Won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words gonna cut you down, hey yeah, hey yeah. Gonna send the flood, I'm gonna drown him out. Hey yeah, hey yeah. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. Hey yeah, hey yeah. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. Hey yeah, hey yeah. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apology. This is me. And I know that I deserve your love, 'cause there's nothing I'm not worth. When the sharpest words wanna cut you down, I'm gonna send a flood, I'm gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat of drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. Oh, darkest words wanna cut me down. I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown. This is me.
Yeah. Woo-hoo. This is me. Somebody was asking what the name of the song is. This is me from The Greatest Showman. And that was her. And that was him. And that was them. Welcome, everybody. Boy, that was a way to start out this morning. Welcome to the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living. If you are new to the center, I'll introduce myself. I'm Pat Campbell, and I'm the spiritual director of the center. And if you've never been to a Center for Spiritual Living, could I have some slides, please? If you've never been to a Center for Spiritual Living, a few things that you need to know. We are a faith tradition that honors all faith traditions. We don't practice every faith tradition, but we recognize that with 8 billion people on this planet, that means 8 billion sparks of the divine. That means 8 billion souls, shall we say, that are here expressing their divine self. So there can't be just one way to be, one way to observe life. We are all here to observe and to express life individually and collectively. So wherever you are on your path, you are absolutely welcome here. We're so pleased that you decided to spend your Sunday morning with us. We know those of you who are in Calgary, we know it's gorgeous outside, but we also have an extra hour. So sit back and enjoy yourself, and there's still going to be plenty of daylight to go out and play. One thing I would ask of you, those of you who are tuning in, we love comments. Because we're not performing in front of a live audience. You all are our live audience, and so we love to hear from you. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We love to know that as well, because we're reaching out beyond just southern Alberta. So it's wonderful to have everybody here. We are going to start out by singing our Kong song. This is a song that Amy wrote along with our friend Gary Lynn Floyd as well. You all know it. It's going to climb this mountain. You'll know it. It's really easy. So let's go.
Gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Leave behind what's weighing me down, wash away what's holding me back. My heart is falling, place forward, feet on the ground, living in this courage I found. The sky is calling, gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Leave behind what's weighing me down, wash away what's holding me back. My heart is falling, face forward, feet on the ground, living in this courage I found. My sky is calling, gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. One step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time.
That's a fun one. Great harmonies, too. That was super fun. Okay, so let me tell you what's going on here at the center. We are still doing our membership drive. This is the last time I'm going to announce it, so you know the deal if you've been tuning in. If you have been a member of the center, whether it's been 40 years, 60 years, or whether it's been a year, we still need you to renew your membership. So it's super simple. You can just go to our website, go to where it says get involved, select membership. You don't have to print it off. All you have to do is fill out the form and press submit, and we get it. We receive that information. So that is for our existing members. For our new members, people who maybe you've just you've just found us, and you're like, I want to be part of this. This is my spiritual community. We would still like to have you sign in and become members of the center. And so we're going to celebrate everybody on April 11th, and then our AGM is on April 18th. So please make sure you do that. And thank you, everybody who has considered, this is my Sangha. This is my spiritual community. We love you. Okay, so one more announcement also for leadership. We're looking for Board of Trustees members. We have a couple people who have submitted applications. If this is something that calls to you, if you want to step into a higher way of being in leadership here at the center, you can send us an email at info@calgarycsl.org, and we'll shoot you off the packet, and you can see whether it's going to work for you, whether it sounds like something you'd like to do. In particular, we are looking for people certainly who understand our teaching, who are strong financial givers, who understand governance, marketing, financial, any sort of business, that type of thing. It's just, it's a higher level of service. That's the best way that I could describe it. So if that calls to you, please send us an email, info@calgarycsl.org. Our weekly community gathering right after service, it starts right around noon, where we just get together, we talk about the talk, we just kind of, you know how after service, we used to have coffee and chat. This is the same thing, only it's on Zoom. All the information that I'm giving you here is located on the website and also in the newsletter. If you are not a newsletter, if you don't receive the newsletter, go to the website and sign up for the newsletter. That way you get all that information as well. So that's right after service around noon, about 45 minutes, and then we go on about our day. It's lovely. And then we also have a lot of ongoing weekly gatherings as well. You know, it's been a year. It's been a year. March 15th was the last time we held service in person. We weren't full because people were already starting to do the social distancing. And it's been a year. But what we have done is put together a lot of different community gatherings for people who are missing their spiritual family. And boy, do we miss you as well. So on Monday nights, Consciousness Seekers, you don't have to have been before, you don't have to have read anything, you don't even have to know the teaching particular. Just show up. It's a wonderful, deep dive conversation facilitated by Ron Hahn. And then on Wednesdays at noon, you can come join me for very lighthearted coffee with Dr. Pat. We do a check-in, we do a little bit of spiritual practice. It's lovely. We're really loving our Wednesdays. Thursday meditation at 7, led by one of our ministers or practitioners. Our saging circle is that our people 60 and above, although you can join if you want. They have wonderful conversations and wonderful discussions from what I understand. That's Saturdays at 10 o'clock, and then our after-service Zoom also. So lots of ways of connecting. Lots and lots of ways of connecting until we meet again. I think that should be a song, don't you? Until we meet again. You'll write that, right? Won't you? Okay, thanks. So what we're going to do now is go into the more sacred part of our service. The business is done. Now we're going to go into that place where we are communing with the presence. And Amy will lead us in a chant. Excuse me, and Fran Watson, our practitioner today, will give us our spiritual mind treatment. So I invite you to go within.
God is, I am, right here, right now, right here. Right now, God. right here, right now, right here, right now. Love is I am.
God is right here, right now, within this whole universe, an unfurling, magical, glorious impulse to live, to flow out into every being, everywhere, creating joyfully, impulse flowing into light, into harmony, into peace, into love, into creative self-expression, abundantly pouring out through every cell of every being everywhere. The sunrise, the sunset, the moonlight, it bathes each one of us. And right here and right now, I allow that to enliven me, to flow through me, to know the truth of it in each breath I take. I surrender to it. I celebrate and express it each moment. And as I speak this word, I know this pulse, this life force, this energy is flowing through each one who is able to hear these words and far beyond. That each one is a perfect expression of this divine. And today I allow spring to even amplify this energy even more. I soften and soften and soften some more this ground within me. Any resistance is just released so that I can be me in each moment, allowing this sacred expression, this divine longing. I sing my song, I dance my dance, I walk, I hike, I breathe in the generosity of the divine in all its gifts, the light, the warmth, the simple beauty that surrounds everything in my sight. I know I am part of that unfolding, unfurling life. New energy, new expression comes through because I allow it to flow freely. No apologies, just celebration, just grace, grace and freedom, knowing that this life force is supported in its perfect expression. My divine partners, impulses, allow it all to be well met and to flow through all of my affairs. And I give thanks for this teaching that allows me to rest in this knowing that I can be exactly who I'm meant to be. I must be that. Who else could I be? I give thanks for this life. And I release my word into the law, knowing it too is life unfolding perfectly, coming back to make itself known to me here and now. And so it is.
Love is I am right here, right now, right here,
Thank you, Fran. It was beautiful. Thank you, Amy and Steph. Whew. I'm knowing that your heart is opening. And with that open heart, I invite you to repeat with me our vision and mission statements of the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living. The Calgary Center for Spiritual Living is a beacon of spiritual illumination that inspires individuals to reveal their wholeness, co-creating a world that works for everyone. It's big words. It's big words. It's a big vision. And I know that we are continuing to do that. We are on that path, one step at a time. Our mission statement, the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living, makes accessible a way of living and thinking that reveals one's spiritual magnificence and personal power. We co-create an inclusive community that fosters an expansion of consciousness. We're all about expanding consciousness. If that word is new to you, use the word awareness, awakeness. It means becoming more conscious, more aware, more awake. That's what we're about. Because when we wake up, we help to wake up the world. And that starts to create a world that works for everyone. So now's the time many people are waiting for, because I know our music is supremely popular with our community and beyond. So please welcome our CCSL band featuring Amy Bishop, Oliver Miguel, Steph Chapman, Luis Tovar, and Lisa Jacobs.
Walk a mile or a minute in another man's shoes. He's got a path to take to find his truth. Any way you spin it, he's a lot like you. Finding faith in roads that you'd never choose. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. Your vision, love be your only mission, always, always. Let go of the old condition, love be your only mission, always, always. Keep on walking, keep on walking. Tell a tale and you're in it. Hear another man's blues. Got a destination now and no excuse. Why do you condemn it when it's not your own? You can't unsee it once the light has shone. So keep on walking. Keep on walking. Love be your only mission, always, always. Let go of the old condition. Love be your only mission, always, always. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother always. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother always. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother always. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother always. cloud your vision. Love be your only mission always. Let go the old condition. Love be your only mission always. Don't let it cloud your vision. Love be your only mission always. Always. Let go the old condition. Love be your only mission always. Always. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. Keep on walking.
Yeah, keep on walking. That's a great song. Thank you, Amy, Oliver, Steph, Luis, and Lisa. We are so blessed. And you know it, don't you? You betcha. Oliver, could you bring my stand up? Thanks, love. We have the bestest band ever. I would have to agree. I'm just looking at one of the comments here. Yeah, I think I'll keep them. Okay. So would you breathe with me, please? And again. And one more time at your own pace. I just love that moment. Even though we're not physically together, we are psychically together, wouldn't you say? And I love that moment when I realize that we are inspiring together. Yeah. So my talk today is called Spring Ahead. And it's partially based on the fact that we all went through a time change last night. I don't know about the rest of you, but the alarm went off really early this morning. I personally don't care for the whole time change thing. I realized maybe back in the day it made some sense because it gave the farmers a little bit of extra time to do their planting and their harvesting, but it seemed outdated and unnecessary to me. In fact, I found this funny little meme that it just cracked me up, where the person's saying, "What is Sunday? Daylight savings time. Who wants to do it? Nobody. Why are we doing it? We don't know." That just tickled my funny bone because I don't like it, and I know that there are a lot of people who really love that extra hour in the evening, particularly in the summer when it doesn't get dark until like 11 o'clock at night. 9 o'clock I could live with, right? But because I find it very discombobulating, especially on Saturdays, because, it's a school night for me Saturday, and I go to bed early. And when I go to bed at 9 o'clock, which is my regular Saturday night time, and the sun is still shining bright in the sky, I feel a little bit like a little kid who's been sent to bed before it's dark out. And you know what? I'm not the only one who is experiencing this. I have a story to tell. My sister Beth, who many of you know, was up visiting me in a couple of years ago in June. And it was Saturday, and I was planning to go to bed at 9 o'clock like I normally do on a Saturday. But I had gotten her hooked on Grace and Frankie on Netflix. And so we were binge watching. And so we were watching one episode after another. And I finally said, "Beth, we've got to go to bed. It's 10:30. And she was so shocked. She's like, but it's still light out. I know. That's what it's like. So we made it. And we were a little bleary-eyed the next day. But We made it for sure. And that's kind of the beauty of the human mind and also the human body, is that we adapt. Eventually, we adapt to things. But then, like clockwork, the time changes again in November. And then we get an extra hour of sleep, which I really, really like. But it gets dark at 4:30, which I'm not so crazy about. So I'm realizing that these are champagne problems. Oh, no, it's nice outside. I have to go to bed. Or, oh, no, I get an extra hour of sleep, but then it gets dark at 4. I mean, I get it. I'm allowed to complain. I have the stage today. But it's this concept of springing ahead that actually gave me some ideas for today's talk. Now, most people would think that springing ahead is something that we as spiritual and positive thinking people should be doing. Like, it brings up ideas about like go for it and no obstacles and take a risk. And we talk a lot about that. We should be springing ahead toward our dreams and our desires. And that is absolutely true. Absolutely correct. In order to manifest our dreams and our desires, sometimes it is essential that we go for it, that we take a risk, that we overcome obstacles, absolutely. And there are other times when it is important for us to take our time, to go with the flow, to move steadily and resolutely toward the dream instead of just springing toward it. That makes sense? Making sense? Okay. Because real growth, and I mean long-lasting, sustainable growth, is not usually accomplished in short spurts, but rather with steadfastness, with patience, with persistence. Now, it isn't that the universe is like saying, no, you have to be steadfast and withholding our dreams and withholding our desires from us. Nothing could be further from the truth. But what happens is we need to build the consciousness. Remember, I said that word. You're going to hear it a lot today. We need to build the consciousness and the awareness of the thing in order to have the thing. We have to build up our consciousness of acceptance. Because, as our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes said, life fills all space and spirit animates every form. But since you are an individual, even the spirit cannot make the gift of life unless you accept it. Life may have given everything to you, but only that which you accept is yours to use. So we have to build our consciousness of acceptance, and that takes time. That takes commitment. For instance, when I first decided I wanted to be a minister, this was in 1990, 89, 90. I asked my teacher why it was a 7-year process, because it is. First, you got to take foundations and the other basic classes, and that takes 2 or 3 years. And then you've got to go through practitioner training, which takes a couple of years. And then you got to go through ministerial training, which takes 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 years. It didn't take me that long. But anyway, I was asking her why it was a 7-year process. I mean, I'm smart. I could do the book reading. I could do it in a lot less than 7 years. And her response was, yes, I could do the reading. And yes, I could gain some knowledge from the reading. But the true consciousness of ministry is built with time and with diligence. In other words, to totally understand how the universe works and to totally get how I can work with it as a spiritual leader, as a minister, it requires some steeping. It requires deepening. It requires seasoning. Now that I've been a minister for a really long time, I'm considered a seasoned minister. What that really means is old, but seasoned sounds better. And you know what? She was absolutely right about this. Because what I learned and what I experienced in those 7 years of study and the subsequent 23 years of actually doing ministry, I would not have realized those things had I sprung ahead in just a few short months. Confucius said, "The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones." And that reminded me of our Kong song that we sang, and so I kind of modified it. The person who climbs the mountain begins one step at a time. They don't just spring up the mountain. Even some of you mountain goat climbers, I know. You get there one step at a time. So over the years, I have had students, congregants and students, who would love to spring ahead in their consciousness work. They read a book and they take a class and they attend a workshop, and by golly, they have it. They understand everything and they're ready to take on the world. And it could happen. It didn't happen for me, but it could happen. Maybe there are some enlightened beings or spiritual avatars that have come to this world already knowing things, already understanding things. And if that describes any of you, thank you. I'm honored to have been your teacher. And what I also know, and what happens more often, is that those springers can get burned out. Or they can get discouraged when reality sets in, when the material world is not bowing to our springing ahead. I found that the people who really get it, really grasp it, have gone through a deepening of their own that comes with time. Because when we take the time to truly embody an idea, truly embody a teaching, it becomes part of who we are. It's not a mask that we don. It's not a cloak that we put on. The problem, the challenge, I like that word better, is that in today's society, with everything absolutely instantaneous and fast, we have forgotten the gift of taking time. And I got to tell you, I'm speaking to myself on this. I am instant gratification person. It is one of my hardest lessons. It has knocked me down more times. I want what I want when I want it. And yet, when I've either been forced to slow down, or I have, as I've gotten a little bit more mature, I have chosen to be more mindful, the results have always been worth it. Which brings me to another reason why I wanted to talk about this topic today. Because this week, I'm reaching what I consider to be a significant milestone in my life. I will be celebrating 35 years of sobriety on St. Patrick's Day. Thank you. I call it St. Patricia's Day. I had my last drink of alcohol the day before St. Patrick's Day, so go figure that I wouldn't party on the party day, right? So my sobriety is actually on that day. That was the last drink I had. And at the time, I didn't know that it was my last drink of alcohol. I just knew I'd been partying pretty hard and that I needed to take a break for a while. So if you had told me that day that I walked into my first AA meeting, or that week, or that month, or that year, that I would not have a drink in 35 years, I would have laughed. It was hysterical to me. The idea of it was incomprehensible to me. And yet, one of the great wisdoms of the 12 steps is that they don't focus on long-term sobriety, especially in the beginning. Instead, they focus on what is directly in front of you, with slogans like, one day at a time, just for today, first things first, all of them so good. In other words, don't think about never drinking again. Think about not drinking today, just today. And then the next day, focus on not drinking today. And what's so interesting about this is that this is not just for addictions. This is not just for alcohol. This is the premise of one day at a time, and just for today is the quintessential living in the moment, and our teaching is all based on living in the moment. We teach that the only moment there is right now. This moment is the moment of creation, this moment right here. It may be cliche, but the past is past, and the future hasn't happened yet. So in our teaching, we do our spiritual work in the moment. For instance, when we do spiritual mind treatment, as you listen to the beautiful treatment that Fran did earlier today, spiritual mind treatment is our form of prayer. So affirmative prayer. We don't say, okay, this is going to happen. So, oh, dear God, please let this happen someday. Or I'm going to have that thing sometime in the future. When we do our spiritual mind treatment, we do it in the present. This is happening now. I am experiencing that thing that I desire right now. Because again, there's no past. And we haven't co-created the future yet. The only moment is now. Ernest Holmes said, the only time we can experience what we may desire is today. We can't do it yesterday, and tomorrow hasn't arrived. We have to encompass right now in our thought all the good we can ever hope to experience. For out of that thought comes the joy of our life today and the pattern of our experience tomorrow. Today. Does that make sense? You guys following me? So that brings me back to my experience with sobriety. Again, in the beginning, if I ever contemplated for one moment that I would never drink again, it would have been overwhelming for me. Absolutely. But by being in the moment, I could contemplate not drinking for that day and the next day and the next day. And lo and behold, it has been 12,775 days this Wednesday, one day at a time. Thank you. And the adventures, the challenges, the wins, the losses, the heartbreaks, the joys that 12,775 days have done, it has grown me into the person that I am. Is that, yeah? Had I sprung forward and tried to hurry the process, and trust me, I did try, I honestly don't know if I would have made it. I don't know if I would have survived. Truth tell, me being perfectly honest with you, I don't know that I would have survived. So in the beginning, even though I was sure that I knew better than everybody else, I actually did as it was suggested. I did as Dale Carnegie wrote in one of his great landmark books. I lived in day-tight compartments, even though it felt agonizingly slow at times. And what I discovered, ultimately, was again that cliche, but it's a cliche because it's true. The journey was the destination. The journey was the destination because there is no there. The life that we live while we are on the path is our destination. And of course, there are going to be times when we spring ahead. It's going to be absolutely appropriate to spring ahead because we live in a universe that provides us with opportunities, and it's our job to grab a hold of them when they appear, especially because we've grown our consciousness and we can see them. Oh, that's an opportunity. So it's absolutely appropriate sometimes to spring ahead. And other times, it is perfectly appropriate for us to take our sweet time and enjoy and absorb and embody life as it is in this now moment. So I'm going to close with one of my favorite Ernest Holmes quotes, and I think you will enjoy it as well. He writes, "There is nothing in the universe that limits you or that would or could desire to limit you. There is nothing in the universe that withholds from you, because in doing so, it would withhold from itself. You are some part of its purpose." I want you to think about that. You are some part of the purpose of the universe. He goes on to say, the Spirit seeks, urges, pushes against you to fulfill itself. No matter how abundantly the horn of plenty may pour out its universal gifts, there must be a bowl of acceptance, a chalice of expectancy, or the gift cannot be complete. So wherever you are, whatever path that you're taking, whatever pace you're on, whether you're hurrying, whether you're taking your sweet time, regardless of that, make sure that you take your time so that you can hold up your chalice of expectancy to let the good in. It's what I did. It's what I continue to do, except for when I forget. Which is why I keep coming back here. I love you. Happy spring. And so it is. Thank you. Now you know why that song is going to work super, super well. It always does. It always says, please welcome our CCSL band.
Oh, heavenly day, all the clouds blew away. I've no trouble today. With anyone. Oh, the smile on your face, I live only to see. That's enough for me, baby. That's enough for me. Oh, heavenly day, heavenly day, heavenly day. Tomorrow may rain with sorrow. Here's a little time you can borrow. Forget all your troubles in these moments so few. Oh, right now, all that we really gotta do is have ourselves a heavenly day. Lay here and watch the trees sway. Can't see no other way, no way, no way. Heavenly day, heavenly day, heavenly day. No one on my shoulder bringing me fear. Got no clouds up above me bringing me tears. Got nothing to tell you. I've got nothing much to say. Though I'm glad to be here with you on this heavenly, 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 heavenly. All my troubles have gone away. Anyway, anyway, heavenly day, heavenly day, heavenly day, heavenly day. Heavenly day, oh, heavenly
Holy moly on a biscuit. Do you understand now why I simply cannot bring myself to call them the hopeless sinners? I got to tell you, that was incredible. Thank you, Oliver and Amy, for taking the front on that, and the rest of you. It was amazing, truly. You know who else I want to thank? I've neglected them for at least 3 weeks, and that is our tech guys. You guys, I know. Dwayne Fleischacker, did I say that even close to, was that right? Okay, it's not spelled that way. So Dwayne is our sound guy, and he's just got such an excellent ear and so meticulous in what he does. And Jason Owens, it's like having a cockpit of a 747, a 787, whatever that is, of everything that he's got going on to bring you the quality program that we are able to bring to you every Sunday. So please give it up for them. I mean, you get to see us, but you don't get to see them. And they're part of it. They are part of the love team, I'll tell you what. All right, yeah. All righty. So this is the way that you can support us. You support us by showing up. You support us by making comments. We really do love those and read them. Absolutely. You can support us financially, which is super important as well. E-transfers to office@calgarycsl.org. You can, if you're doing from the States or you want to do it on the website, you can do it through PayPal. One thing that we have found that on PayPal, it gives you an option of either sending US dollars or Canadian dollars. Just press Canadian dollars. They do the conversion, but it's easier for us. So just CAD. If you're sending on PayPal, you can send a check. There's the address right there. Or you can call during the week and talk to the beautiful Kat and give her your credit card number, your debit card number, or you can sign up for Conscious Commitment, which is, believe it or not, I just did. Now that sounds funny that I'm just now getting around to it, but don't laugh. I actually really love tithing. I've been a tither for many years. And I like writing the check, or I like the conscious act of doing that. And yet I also know that I can still do that by being part of Conscious Commitment. So I signed up for Conscious Commitment myself, and you are welcome to also. And we've changed it up so it doesn't have to just be once a month. So you can call Kat and talk to her or fill out the Conscious Commitment form. So let's do our affirmation. Our abundance affirmations. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I give returns to me multiplied. I am so blessed, and so it is, and so it is. And we got to thank love. I mean, I'm just feeling so open after today, after that final song. So we're going to thank love and see where we go.
1, 2, 3.
I thank love for everything. 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 I thank love for everything.
All righty, woohoo! Let's do our closing. You know the drill. We're going to rub our hands together. We're going to get all that good energy going. Ooh, some love, some abundance, some prosperity, some good health, peace. Okay, you ready? We're going to send it out into the world on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. I love you. I miss you so much. We'll be together soon. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
1, 2.
I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. Well, I'm not gonna let it get me down. I'm not gonna let it push me over. Not gonna let it run me around, 'cause I know the truth. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. Doesn't matter what's on the news, 'cause you can't make my mind up for me. Ain't gonna hear me sing the blues, 'cause I know the truth. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I am grateful for each breath I take. Yes, yes, I am grateful I am wide awake. Yes, yes, I am grateful for each passing day. Yes, yes, I'm grateful. I am grateful. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. Hey, hey, I'm too blessed to be stressed. Ooh-ha.
Oh my God. Steph, those organ runs in the fridge were
Thank you.
awesome. They were so fun.
Thank you.
I was like, is it going to happen again?